Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Madisonville Marine. In most circumstances, if you want to compare two different types of boats, like pontoon versus a deck boat or John boat versus ski boat, you have to go to different stores to do it. Not so. Madisonville Marine, East Tennessee's biggest selection of brands and biggest selection of models of boats, all under one roof and on one huge lot. Madisonville Marine in their 40th year. All right, this is our Hot Read segment, so each coupling gets a question. I'll start down here with Vince and Chuck this week. After the U.S. Justice Department sent an informal inquiry to the NCAA about its ruling on satellite camps, the NCAA reversed its course, interestingly. So now satellite camps are back open. Coaches from all over can take part in summer football camps wherever they can cut a deal. So Jim Harbaugh wants to do a camp with the guys at Georgia State, he can do it. The SEC was against it. The SEC isn't happy that the NCAA reversed it, but the SEC is now saying, go forth and conquer, guys. Anybody who wants to go do this can do this quickly. Vince and Chuck, is this good for the SEC that satellite camps are on? The Harbaughs can come here, but Butch can go to Michigan to recruit, or more likely around the state or wherever.
Well, I think the SEC is going to take advantage of it, and they're going to succeed at it, which is something that they always do in recruiting. They'll adjust. They all had a plan. Butch Jones even mentioned it, Mike, I think to you, that he had spots ready to go. Kirby Smart was ready to go at Georgia. So they'll adjust. They'll go into other SEC territories to do it. But I think the SEC will be fine. This won't be devastating.
This is just like you talk about the slippery slope. I mean, you don't even want to go there because it opens up so many things, like Michigan being in Florida, in certain places. But if it's going to be open in the SEC, you do need to go do the same thing.
I don't think it's going to be devastating to the SEC, but I do think it's going to be hurt a little bit because here's the deal. The SEC schools are probably going to be doing this inside the SEC states, right?
Yep.
But you're also going to have everybody else in the country is going to be coming to the SEC. So let's say every team in the country plucks one extra guy out of an SEC state that an SEC team wants. Doesn't devastate the SEC, but I think it hurts. All right. Or could hurt, has the potential to hurt. Mike Strange, Bob Hodge. Ole Miss, already under investigation by the NCAA, had former star Laramie Tunsil, in a moment of weakness the other day after the draft, admit that he took money from staff members at Ole Miss. Ole Miss said, we'll start investigating that right away. Alabama defensive line coach Bo Davis resigned suddenly this week with zero explanation from the University of Alabama. The Tuscaloosa News reports that the NCAA is snooping around. Alabama's already been doing an internal investigation of recruiting issues. All right, Ole Miss, Alabama. If you're Tennessee's staff right now, are you having a laugh that the SEC West's two hottest programs are dealing with issues, or are you minding your own? Are you making sure your own ducks are in a row?
I would be looking at my own ducks. I think once you start going down that road, there's another, as Chuck said, there's another slippery slope that you don't want to go down. You know what we heard about them, and then somebody comes back. No, I think you take care of your own business.
You have a very private laugh, and while you're sitting around the table getting your ducks in a row.
Yeah, probably while you're shaving or something.
The thing, stuff goes on everywhere. I don't know that guys are getting their mother's $300 electric bill or heat bill, whatever it was, for Laramie Tunsil getting paid by an actual person on staff. Now, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with, Joey needs a car and somebody cuts him a really sweet deal on that car. That kind of stuff goes on. One thing I thought was interesting about this Tunsil thing, and it's something you've talked about before, whenever there's a ref conspiracy and people think, the refs ran on it, the league told the ref to do this. You couldn't keep that quiet. This Tunsil thing is a good example of that. Any school, if you feel like you have to pay a guy to get him in, he owns you. It's not the other way around. Yeah. You don't own him. Yeah. He owns you. And I don't think this kid did it maliciously. I just think he got flustered and was freaked out. His agent shouldn't have had him out there at a press conference on that night. But if you're Hugh Freeze or Nick Saban or Butch Jones or any other coach and somebody's handing a kid money, you have to wait. You have to worry about it for the rest of your life.
And so there's a legitimate fund for that, for those type of needs, from what it was explained to me. Larry Tunsil needs to learn 2 words: no comment. Questions asked, no comment.
He had a really bad night. A lot of people took advantage of him. He lost $13 million. He'd have been better off if some adult had said, we're not going to take questions tonight. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on Twitter.
Exactly.
So I feel sorry for the kid. that was bad. But now that he's Miami Dolphin, heck with him. He stinks forever. All right. I don't really. All right, when we come back, this is an interesting story. I love this story. Kid at Georgia gets drafted yesterday, got into Georgia, really couldn't read very well, taught himself to read. Is that a good story for college football? Or is that a bad story for college football? Come on back on Sports Source.